Bailey.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. First of all, I'd like to thank my colleague Sandra White for her extensive campaigning on behalf of the WASPI campaign group and for bringing this debate forward. As Sandra said, the Conservative Westminster Government increased the retirement age for women to 65 in 1995 and to 66 in 2011. The UK Government has shamefully admitted that the first time it wrote to women informing them of these changes was between April 2009 and March 2011, over 15 years after the 1995 Pensions Act. This is a disgraceful failure that has destroyed the retirement plans of thousands of women born in the 1950s, leaving them with little time to amend plans for their future they had regarded as safe. With just 2 years' notice, many women have lost as much as 36,000 of the pension they would have had if they had been able to retire as planned. Presiding Officer, this might not matter to the people of inherited wealth who make these decisions or highly paid civil servants with huge pension pots, but for hundreds of thousands of hard-working women in Scotland and throughout the UK, it is devastating. It shows just how out of touch this Westminster Government is. More than 4,000 women in Eastern Bartonshire, where my constituency lies, are affected. This is nothing short of daylight robbery by the UK Government. As my colleague Sandra White says, pensions are not a privilege. The WASPI campaign agrees with the equalisation of pensions. However, the core of the campaign's argument is the unfair and unjust way these changes were implemented, as so articulately highlighted by my Westminster colleague Mary Black, who's waged a valiant fight on behalf of the women affected. SNP MPs have raised this issue at least 44 times in the House of Commons and commissioned independent research by Landman Economics, which WASPI describe as a useful first step in showing the UK Government that despite their statements to the contrary, money is available in the National Insurance Fund for 1950s women's pensions. WASPI has raised awareness of this injustice and championed the thousands of women born in the 1950s affected by this lack of notification and change to their pension status. Whilst the financial implications of this can be measured, the emotional implications of the stress of how to make ends meet are immeasurable. Much needs to be done to slow down the increase, allowing women to access their pension, more time to change their retirement plans and to alleviate pension poverty. Currently, there are 140 WASPI local groups, over 30 local and county councils passing resolutions supporting the campaign and unison pledges support for WASPI at a national level. Presiding Officer, the UK Government needs to move away from its increasingly isolated stance on this and recognise these calls from across parties, local authorities and organisations to rectify this injustice. Hard-working women deserve respect and access to their own money they had planned their future on. Thank you.